Scenic Point to East Glacier, also known as the Mount Henry Trail. Starts out in the Two Medicine area, works its way up over Scenic Point, and then comes out crossing Blackfeet land, and ends up over at the old hotel at East Glacier. It's a little bit of a slog, but it's just gorgeous. The first mile or so is kind of in some cool trees and everything, and then you quickly break out of that, and the views are fantastic. You're looking up into the Mount Henry Appistoki area, and that just keeps getting better and better as you climb. And then going, then you also keep getting a better view of the Two Medicine area, and eventually you get to see Upper Two Medicine, and that's just great. And that's one of the reasons why I'm such a huge fan of the east side, because you go over to the east side and you get views, and it doesn't take very long. But yeah, it's a good 3.5 or so, maybe a little bit longer slog all the way up, and met some really cool people on the way, and I went over to the saddle, and I noticed way down in the draw there was some bighorn sheep, and I was like, hey guys, come over here, check this out. And I went back to go get them to say those words in that way, and I happened to get pointed out to me a herd that had gone past just as I had gone. So got to see a bunch of bighorn sheep. So not saying that your hike will look the same, but definitely when you're in that saddle area, take a peek at that, because it could be pretty sweet. But yeah, just loads of wildflowers. And they're real fun. They're the nice high Alpine ones. So a lot of them live really close to the ground, and but they're still very beautiful. Also, take notice how a lot of them have kind of silvery hairs on their leaves, which is their way of conserving water. So in drier climates, and especially in these high alpine climates that receive maybe a lot of snow, but that melts very quickly, and they don't receive a lot of rain throughout the year, this is kind of what they end up getting. So that's just one way that they kind of conserve and survive. So that's really fun. I mean, you can tell it's a harsh environment because most of them are very low shrubbery. So anyways, yeah, you end up at Scenic Point itself, and it's really neat because you get to see kind of where the plains meet the mountains. So yeah, you're looking down on lower Two Medicine and way up into Two Medicine proper, I'll say, and then also way out into the plains, and where you can see Browning and East Glacier, and you can start working your way there. Fun little trivia for you. That's called Two Medicine because when the Blackfeet tribes would gather, they would need two medicine lodges. So anyway, so that's kind of a sweet little deal there. So you go ahead and get to yeah, just see an area that was definitely, it's really connected to the past, and I really like that. Anyway, so yeah, you start working your way down, and you're going through these really cool open alpine meadows, and then some alpine trees, and then you kind of work your way down past this really cool creek. I think it's like 40 Mile Creek, or I don't know, something along those lines, where there's a cool waterfall, and then you start to work your way down, and I'm getting into some aspen groves and whatnot. And then you kind of cross over into Blackfeet Nation, and it's interesting because they don't maintain, or it's a little bit more wild out there as far as regulations. So the trails start to get a little tricky, so I definitely recommend walking around with the GPS. Eventually the trail starts to turn into 2-lane four-wheeler road, and as you're taking a look at that guy, make sure that you'll follow that around a swamp. I'm giving you turn by turn, but I think it's important. Once you get to the edge of that swamp, though, it forks, and make sure you take that, otherwise you're going to end out way north of East Glacier. Anyways, that's my blog there. As you get closer, you get to see the old hotel, and it's in all of its glory, which is really sweet. So I hope you swapped out someone's keys and you gave them to them, or you have some sort of shuttle lined up. But anyways, that is Scenic Point from Two Medicine to East Glacier. Hope you enjoyed it.